Okay guys, welcome to the wacky world of Juju1313's channel, aka Carter's channel. So I did the unboxing on this thing. It started to move into kind of a first impressions type video, and then my camera got too full and shut off on me. So what I'm going to do is actually trim the unboxing to be just an unboxing, which there's no point in me telling you that, because if I do successfully trim it, you will never have known there was more to it. But just to add confusion, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to trim it. And we're going to do a first impression here. And this is truly a first impression. This is like, I just got this, I opened it up, but I kind of was able to see some things I wanted to talk about on this knife that justified its own video. First of all, real quick, box. I know people hate talking about boxes, but this is a cool box. That is a really cool box, very well done. It's got the skull head on there, came with this sweet sleeve. This is embossed with freaking gloss. This is cool. I have a feeling that if this knife didn't go through the problems that it went through, oh look, this tells you everything that you need that tool for. If this didn't go through the problems with the lockup that it went through, I think this would have been a slam dunk. First impression, slam dunk. I think this would be in everybody's hands had it not had those issues. Because what I can tell you right now is just ergonomics, size, materials, price, you know, what you get. This is just a really, really excellent folder. But let's talk specifically. I'm going to actually try to maybe do another quick little video where I try to reduce the lock strength on here. Not only does it make it hard to disengage, but it also makes it really stiff because of all that pressure. Like I said, it may be there for a reason, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I did find out what this is for. That is actually just a replacement for the skull crusher. Yep, should have been able to see that right away. If you don't want that pointy thing there, which I may do actually, you just do that. This is meant for tightening that. This is just a little scraper tool, I assume. Same with this. That's for the pivot. And not sure on the other stuff yet. I haven't actually read the manual, but that's cool they throw this in. Plus it looks neat. It's a cool little thing. Sorry I'm talking quick. I just don't want this to be a long video, but I got a lot to talk about. So mentioned before, titanium frame lock, D2 steel, I believe. Fairly sharp. In fact, actually really sharp. Sorry, really sharp. Solid, thick G10 liner on this side. I talked about the backspacer. Nice, deep carry, large pocket clip. Good tension, not super tense. So it'll go in and out of the pocket really well. Over travel lock stop, and the I already forgot the word again, I just said it, Rotolock. And I mentioned before that I'm not 100% loving the idea of the Rotolock. Oh, we got a nice hex driver here. You can't really see through the G10, but it looks like it's an actual, use that as a hex driver, bottle opener, all kinds of cool stuff. Anyways, what I was kind of saying about this, and you know, this is kind of just my first thoughts on it until I try it out and things like that. It's similar to the CRKT auto locks or locks system that they have. You know, the idea being that it prevents the lock bar from becoming disengaged because it locks it in place. Here's my thoughts on that. And you know, like I said, these are just initial thoughts. I don't really have data to prove it or testing to prove it. But my initial thoughts are, if your lock face is done correctly, the angles and the point of contact, this is going to be stronger than this, if that makes any sense. You're more likely to fail somewhere else, namely down here, than to have this pop off. So to put this on here, A, it means it's covering up bad lock geometry, or B, it's just an extra doohickey for fun that doesn't really help you out that much. Because I hate the term when they say it turns it into a virtual fixed blade. No, it doesn't. It turns it into a folder with a rotolock, and that's all it does. It doesn't change the load-bearing strength of this lock system at all. All it does is prevents it from slipping, which, you know, I did mention that is the number one failure you're probably going to see, but it shouldn't be, because if the lock geometry, and this looks good, I mean, if the naked eye, that looks like really good lock geometry, if that's done correctly, then you shouldn't have a problem with your lock slipping. Now, I love this freaking Ranger Green G10. and the black. Oh, sexy combination. It looks like it's a black oxide coating, kind of like what Strider uses. So it's a nice kind of matte kind of finish that I really like. Dual thumb studs, really like that. It's not necessary for me, you know, I'm right-handed, but I like to play with my left hand too, huh? Sorry guys, there'll be no more of that in this video. Nice thick titanium, everything's nice and contoured. Done really well. You know, the quality on this is top notch from what I can see so far. Looks like a nice, decently thick pivot there. Everything looks really good. You know, the ergos on here are just great, and it's just a nice size. You know, it's not huge, and yet, you know, I got big hands, and it fills my. I was worried about that. Fills my hands just great. Perfectly functional jimping. Look how thick that blade stock is. Look how thick that tip is. Definitely a hard use folder for sure. Well, you know, I take that back about the Rotolock. Sorry guys, anybody whose panties gotten a bunch about me saying that, you can unbunch those now. I guess it is true that sometimes you're dealing maybe in wet conditions or muddy conditions where maybe your lock face is a little compromised, and so you want to kick it up a notch and just make sure that you've got that extra protection when you're using it. I guess I could see a practical application for something like this. Even if your lock geometry is done perfectly well, you never know when some sort of debris is going to prevent it from engaging as well as it should, and it could potentially cause it to slip out of the way. So, oh, look at that, nice thick stop pin, very good. It's yeah, everything on here is done really well. First impression, like I said, I'm thinking if it hadn't had kind of its little faux pas when it first came out, the first version, I don't see why this wouldn't be an extremely, and maybe it is, maybe I just haven't noticed, maybe it is an extremely popular knife, but I haven't seen too many people sing praises about it. I've heard some people grumble about the first version that came out, but this is nice. This is nice. This is a nice little folder. It's like $175, I think, somewhere around there. It's definitely affordable for a titanium frame lock like this. You know, maybe somebody that's wanting to get a titanium frame lock, but is unsure if they're, you know, if it's really going to be that cool for them or work that well for them. This would be a good place to start. This is just a good, all-around, hard-use folder that also looks really good too. I like the signature there. I'm not sure what it is. DPX gear. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Is that an RVP? I'm sure somebody can tell me down in the comments. I'm not a big fan of huge logos. This one's okay. It doesn't bother me. I'd prefer it not be there. I actually kind of like the look of that one. But very nice. Oh, HESS stands for like Hostile Environment something tool, survival tool. Hostile Environment Survival Tool. Sure. Or, you know, crack open some beers and show all your friends your cool knife and cut some stuff up too. You know, either way. One or the other. Alright guys, first impressions. DPX HESS 2.0, version 2.0, killer blade. I definitely recommend picking one of these up. Later.